Yeah, so we're going to do some knitting now, and it's very fascinating, I think, how you can make all these different wonderful things with wool, and also the fact that wool is so healthy to wear and such an easy fibre to work with, and the fact that you have these gorgeous animals that produce it. And some sheep also produce milk, but that hasn't been the best experience for me. But I'll just tell you a little bit about our wool. This is Clara, and this is Lucy. So Clara, she's the mother of Lucy, and they are Nordic sheep, so short-tailed, and the Spelsau, also Gotlandic sheep mixed. And the older sheep, I think she's had 3 or 4 sets of triplets, and she was just amazing. But I'm not breeding them anymore because it's hard for me to keep them, especially Lucy. She just goes through the electric fence, so it actually is a problem. So I'm just having them because they're lovely and because I get this beautiful wool. And so, but when a sheep is, the older it gets, the more coarse the wool will be. So the booties I'm making now is from her wool, I'm pretty sure, and it's very hairy. And the younger, of course, the younger the sheep is, the more fine it is. Just like our hair. But actually old people have quite fine hair often, but yeah. So, yeah, that was just a little introduction, and let's get into the knitting. See you. So I'll show you how to make these booties. I'm going to need a metric size number 4, I'm pretty sure. This is a 4. Yeah. There's 2 4s. So what we start off doing is you make these stitches, 40 stitches. (15, 16, 17). And if you haven't seen my other videos, I can just show you slowly that this is the way you do. I've learned it by my mother. So you have these 2, and you put your fingers in there and hold these together and then go down like that. And you use the 2 needles because otherwise it's going to get too tight up at the top. You need this, yeah, you need the size. It's dolphins singing in the background, if you can hear them. Just count them. 39. Pull the one, just hold on so it doesn't slip off. And there you have all your stitches. And you use the one to the wall. And I'll just show you my way of knitting. This is what they call the continental way. And it's actually a good idea to keep it quite tight here. And you're doing 2 knit and 2 purl. This row is always a little bit hard because very easily you have the stitches slipping off. So I'll just do this row and I'll show you slower. I love knitting because you can make these wonderful things, and I just love creating. Although it's not, you couldn't sell it in a shop because there's always these little mistakes or something. But I think it's very therapeutic also to just sit and focus and think of mankind, how we've been doing this. Some sort of handcraft. I mean, always. Knitting is pretty recent, but women have been making clothes probably since the beginning of time. Now we got to the end. So we're making this. Let's get this down a bit. We're making this bit here, and of course, it's actually good to make it quite long, so that because when I put these into my gumboots, they come off, and also make this really make it quite firm. So knit quite tight, because it's gonna be much more elastic. And I use 40. I think that's pretty good for a woman's size when it's such thick wool. So I'll just show you now. This is doing a purl. You take, and you always have the string over like this, holding it down like that. That's what I love about this. You have the string over on your left side. So this is just ordinary knit. And you sort of tighten as you go. So 2 knit and 2 purl. And I'm going to make these a little bit longer, I think. And these ones, the ones I have on, they're too short. So we're going to do that for about maybe 10 centimeters or maybe that much. So I'll just keep going and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now I've knitted this part, and I think it's long enough. And it's actually, I think this was a little bit bigger needles when I made this, so it's very loose. So this is going to be very lovely and stick to the leg well. So now we've got to this area here, and I like to have to sew in the inside of the foot. So on this one, we got to here. We're going to do this part here, and
and we're going to go up like this. And when you make the other one, you do it there. So you do it so that you get to sew on the inside of the foot, because it doesn't wear so much there. Some of the shoes I've seen people make on YouTube, they sew it together here, and I think that's not very smart, because you actually wear them a lot right here. So it's better to have the sewing here. So, and we just keep going with the number 4. And when we get to this area here, I've used double wool, and we might use some nylon or some, this is a acrylic or something, and this is very strong, so we'll just see. But I'll use a bigger needle when we get to here. Oh, sorry. So what we do, I think it's 14, it's a third of the stitches, and so it's 13 plus 13 plus 13, and I'll make this a little bit bigger, so this will be 14. And that also means that, yeah, you'll have all these, yeah, it will look nicer. And you just turn. And here you actually, you don't knit the first one. So you just take it off, like that. And then you knit the rest of the row. Because when we're going to pick up the stitches all the way around the side of this, it's going to make it easier. And keep holding it quite tense, quite tight, because it will actually make the shoe much more elastic. So the first one we'll just take off, and we'll just keep knitting. I hear the wool's been tied together, so it's not real smart, but I'll put this on the inside. You won't see it once the shoe's all sewn together. So you could just keep going straight up. You could also have taken another needle, because we'll be moving up like this, and just leave this here. So that's another way to do it. Let's get some other music. This will make it a little bit easier for us. Because then we can just that was a knot. So just leave this one here, sitting here, and we'll continue. a little bit awkward with that other one sticking there. So for this female, this ladies one, you're going to do about, let's see, going to do about 40. So there's 20 of these, so it's about, and that's 2 rows for each of these. So you're going to do about 40 rows, and then we're going to decrease. When we get to up here, we're going to do some decreasing. So I'll get back to you then. I love this music. Just want to show you while I'm knitting here how you can see how nice this edge gets when you take the stitch off. It's a very nice nice pattern you get, and yeah, it's going to be easier when we're going to see. That looks nice. Some people actually always do this, they never knit the first one. It looks very nice. So just, oops, just keep going while we listen. It's a bit awkward to get to sit properly with the camera. It's best to have it over your shoulder. This music makes me feel how we're all one. The dolphins singing or talking, and the people playing the music, me knitting, you watching. We're all one. So beautiful. Okay, I'll keep going. So now there's about 40 rows, and we're going to decrease now, so we make the toe area. And if you like, you can put, I already now put some, actually I might do that. I'm going to put some extra wool in there, and I'll use this, although it's not wool. Because that's where we wear the socks a lot. So take one off, and then oh wait a sec, we might actually just knit the first one here, because that will make it easier. And you knit 2 together, you knit the whole way nearly to the other end. And when you've reached 3, you take 2 in, you decrease 2, so knit 2 together, and then knit 1. So now you've made a decrease, and we'll just knit all the way back. And here we'll just take the first one off, I think. Just that when we're decreasing, it's good to knit the first one, I think. So you can feel it's getting thicker here, but just tighten it so it doesn't get too loose. And the next row, you can decrease again, knit 1, 2 together, and then knit until you reach the last 3 and knit those 2 together. Oh, wait a sec. Knit those 2 together. It's getting pretty tight here, so it's a little bit hard. Go back one more time. And you decrease one more time, and then so that you do it 3 times altogether. And it is really smart to get this wool in here because yeah, this is where it's being worn. There we go. Last one, 2 together, and then 1 more. No, I think that's fine. Or maybe just go back once. No, I think that's fine actually. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to pick up stitches all the way along the side here, and I'll just get a needle to do that.